Hi, I'm Alec Krautman with your Managing Drought in the Southern Plains briefing on March 27th, 2014. These briefings are brought to you by the Southern Climate Impacts Planning Program in association with NOAA, the National Integrated Drought Information System, and the National Drought Mitigation Center. As we have entered the beginning of the growing season and a warmer time of the year, the drought has continued to strengthen across parts of the Southern Plains. There have been many reports of dust storms, wildfires, and dry fields and pastures the past couple weeks. So, in this briefing, we'll take a look at Oklahoma and Texas agricultural conditions. Even though every bit of recent rainfall has helped, there is not much short-term drought relief expected across the Southwest and Southern Plains. On the most recent U.S. Drought Monitor Map, you can see large areas of D2 severe drought or greater across the High Plains, western Oklahoma, Texas, into the Southwest, the Great Basin, and over to the West Coast. Areas of the northern Midwest are dry or observing some drought as well. Now looking at the drought monitor by region, over the past week, the High Plains have seen little change, but some increase of D1 in Kansas, which now covers most of the state. In the south, there has been broad D3 to D4 drought intensification in the North Texas, southwest Oklahoma, and the Panhandle region. D3 drought has expanded in central Texas as well. In the west, the conditions have not changed much this week, with severe drought conditions still widespread. Next up is a look at rainfall departures. You can see the percent of normal precipitation over the past 14 days is low across much of the central U.S., especially the Southwest and California. There has been some recent rainfall, though, in eastern Oklahoma and in New Mexico. Over the past 60 days, below normal precipitation is clear across the Southern Plains and the Southwest. Over the last 6 months, below normal precipitation really shows up across the Southern Plains and into the west. Pacific Northwest data was not available on these maps at the time of the briefing. Looking at soil moisture anomalies from the Arkansas Red Basin River Forecast Center, you can see the severely depleted upper and lower soil moisture conditions across western Oklahoma, North Texas, and into New Mexico. The red colors represent anomalies less than 50% of normal. Conditions in the eastern part of the basin drainage area are better off, but could change quickly without adequate rainfall as the growing season swings into full gear. Now, the short-term 5-day outlook from the Weather Prediction Center indicates an active storm track on the precipitation map for the eastern U.S. and the northern west coast, but precipitation is notably absent across the Southern Plains and the Southwest. The rains and even snow at high elevations expected in Northern California and Oregon could really help with the drought situation out there. Looking at the 5-day maximum temperature anomaly map, a cold air mass in the north-central U.S. has high temperatures expected to be 5 to 15 degrees below normal. Slightly above average high temperatures are expected across much of the south-central U.S. the next 5 days. Now to the Climate Prediction Center 8 to 14 day outlooks. You can see a likelihood of below normal temperatures for the eastern two-thirds of the country is forecast during the April 4th to 10th time period, with above normal temperatures for the western third of the U.S. This temperature pattern indicates the persistence of the western ridge, eastern trough pattern that was present for much of the winter. On the right, above normal precipitation is likely in the Pacific Northwest and along the eastern seaboard, with normal or below normal probabilities in the central and southwest U.S. The NOAA 3-month outlook from the Climate Prediction Center was updated March 20th and depicts a chance of overall above normal temperatures across the southern U.S. and up the west coast, below normal chances to the north, and equal chances for above or below normal temperatures in between. For the precipitation outlook, there are equal chances for above or below normal conditions across most of the country, except the west coast where below normal precipitation is expected to persist. This map indicates there is no strong signal or trend for precipitation this spring across the southern plains. We will have to watch storm tracks closely the next couple months since this is climatologically our wettest time of the year. Going into the summer with below normal spring rainfall would put us in a bad spot when it comes to hot weather and continued drought in the southern plains. Here's an update of Oklahoma and Texas agricultural conditions from the USDA National Agricultural Statistics Service for the week ending March 23rd. You can see over 70% of topsoil moisture is listed as short or very short condition. Almost half of the Oklahoma winter wheat crop and rangeland is listed in poor or very poor condition. For Texas, it's about half of their wheat crop and rangeland is listed in poor or very poor condition. For the U.S. monthly drought outlook, drought is expected to persist for much of the High Plains, Southern Plains, Southwest, the Great Basin, and California in the short term. Notable areas of improvement or drought removal are expected along the Pacific Northwest coast. This concludes this week's Managing Drought in the Southern Plains briefing. See this list of resources for more information and visit the SCIP website at southernclimate.org if you would like to register for future webinars. Thank you for listening and have a great day.